everybody. Hello, year 2. I hope you're okay. How are you? You got your hats on today? Or is it just me? I hope some of you got hats on. Did you manage to find some any fancy dressing boxes and whatnot? I truly believe they will help us to do even better learning today. So let's give it a go. I'm a nurse. What are you? You could always take a photo of yourself, put it on Seesaw later, so I can see your cool hats. See who's got the coolest hat today. Oh, this one's tight behind my ears though, truth be told. Oh, right. Let's go. Let's start. Let's continue our learning on pictograms. And it started to get a bit juicy yesterday. We leapt up from one picture, meaning having the value of 1, to one picture had the value of 2. And it was getting rather exciting in the world of maths. And today, the excitement will continue. Will it? There we go. Yes, of course it will. So, let's move me over here. Hang on. Blah, 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 blah. Right, you're over there, Mrs Warburton. It says draw pictograms. Let's warm our hatted brains up and see what it's going on about. Get ready. Now look here. 2 pictograms. And yes, that is a peach fruit and nothing else. A peach fruit, and 1 peach is worth 1 piece of fruit. So there's 4 questions. I'll read through them with you now and then pause me so that you can have a go at answering them yourself, and then we'll see how your answers go with my answers. See if we get the same. So number 1 says, who ate the most pieces of fruit in week 1? Number 2 says, who ate the least fruit overall? Question 3 says, what was the difference in amount of fruit between week 1 and week 2? The difference between, so you have to count them all up for week 1 and count them all up for week 2 and work out the difference between those 2 totals. And question 4 said, did Ron have the biggest difference? So pause, let me finish the sentence, then pause me. Look through the information carefully. There are 4 children, aren't there? All these 4 children have taken down a note of how much fruit they've eaten over 2 weeks. You have a look there, it says week 1, and over here it says week 2. The 4 children are Annie, Eva, Ron, and Mo. And remember, 1 piece of fruit means 1 piece of fruit in this one. Pause me now and have a go answering those 4 questions. Welcome back. How did you get on? A couple of those were all right, a couple of those a bit tricky. Number 1, who ate the most pieces of fruit? Shout it out for me. Oh, Mo ate the most. Let's have a count, Mo. 1, 2, 3. He ate 4 pieces in week 1, didn't he? And nobody else ate as much as that. So Mo ate the most. Well done. I'm giving you the answer before I've run it out. Who ate the least fruit overall? So not just for week 1, not just for week 2, for both the weeks. Who ate the least? And least is the smallest amount. It was, shout it out, Ron. Because Ron had 3 pieces on week 1 and 3 pieces on 2, and 3 add 3 makes 6 altogether. And that was the least. Everybody else ate more than 6 pieces. Number 3, what was the difference in amount of fruit between week 1 and week 2? And this is where I would quite like my whiteboard, but I don't have it to hand. Let's work out how many pieces of fruit were eaten in total in week 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. In week 1, 11 bits of fruit were eaten in total. I wish I had my whiteboard. In week 2, let's count how many altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I've gone wrong. Mrs Warburton, what are you doing? I didn't read the question properly, did I? We're not talking about in total. What was the difference? Sorry, everybody. Question 3. What was the difference in amount of fruit between week 1 and week 2 for Ron? Mrs Warburton. Okay, that makes it easy. I was going to say that's a bit of a tricky one to start the day off with. Ron, not everybody, just Ron. Ron in week 1 eats 3 pieces, doesn't he? And Ron in week 2 eats 3 pieces as well. What's the difference? 0. Look at me trying to make it trickier for you. What am I like? Right, question 4. I'm going to read the question really carefully this time so that I don't get it wrong. Did Ron have the biggest difference? No. Annie had a difference of 5. Can you see how Annie in week 1 only ate 1 piece of fruit? She ate the least there, didn't she? But in week 2, she bucked up her ideas and she ate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of fruit. That's the biggest difference between any of the children. Between 1 and 6, there's a difference of 5, isn't there? 5 more added on to 1 makes 6. That's the largest difference out of all the children. Well done, Annie. Let's learn. So, I want you to have a go, please, at question 1 on your worksheet that's been sent over to you. Look, I'm trying to be clever. Crikey, I'm trying to be clever and get it up for you. Is it going to let me? Oh, this could be it. Yes, here we go. Here's your question 1. It says, here is some fruit. So you need to have a good look through that fruit and count it and put it into a tally first of all. Your apples, oranges and banana. Make sure you include the total numeral in there as well. And then 1B is here. You got to sort out Dora's pictogram. Make sure you take note of the key. And here is Tommy's pictogram. So have a look at that. Pause me now and come back to me in a minute when you've done that. Good luck. Hi. Hi everyone. Hopefully you did that. Did you do that crossing off as you counted with the fruit like we talked about last week? As you count it and tally it in your tally chart, you've got so you weren't counting the same bit twice. Here we go. Here's Dora's pictogram of a fruit. See if you do what I do. Hi Dora. There she is. Lovely smiley lady. Now 1 piece of fruit, as you're fully well aware because you've done this, is a pink circle, and that means 1 piece. So there were 6 apples altogether, so 6 circles. There were 10 apples, up to 10 oranges altogether, so 10 circles. And there were even more bananas. In fact, it filled up all of that bit there, if you see, and there's still more that need to go. Now, I don't want it to go underneath. Did you see that? I didn't really want it underneath. That's on into something different. It carries on the same line, but oh, there was a lot of circles to draw there, wasn't there? It went on and on. It's pretty hard to draw it so they're all the same size and everything. So yesterday we learned a way to make that a bit quicker, didn't we? And Tommy here, came up with that clever idea too. So 1 circle on Tommy's pictogram meant 2 pieces of fruit. So we're going to be counting in 2s for all the circles that he draws. So for the apples, he only needed to draw 3 circles because 3 2s are 6. 2, 4, 6. He only needed to draw 5 circles for the oranges because there were 10 oranges altogether. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That was easy, wasn't it? And for the bananas, He only needed to draw 6 circles, so he didn't have to worry about trying to squish it all in and it starting to look scruffy and messy. It was a more efficient way of putting the data into the table. Oh, here's all the children. Hello, lovely children. Oh, they're having a chit-chat among themselves. Let's see what they're saying. The whole class have been video calling our relatives. That's nice. Have you been video calling your relatives at home? We have here. Oh my goodness. This little boy says we've called 20 grandmas. 20 grandmas in their class. That's a good amount, and those grandmas probably really appreciated a nice call. And twice as many uncles as grandmas. Twice as many uncles as grandmas. But 5 fewer cousins than uncles. Aren't those relatives lucky children? They've been very busy calling all of their relatives. Now, let's unpick those numbers and unpick that data to see if we can put it into some kind of pictogram, shall we? Here we go. Here's our table. It says relatives at the top here, and these are the 3 relatives that the children were talking about. They're grandmas, uncles, and cousins. So we've got 3 categories of relatives, and they filled in the first row for us. We've called 20 grandmas. That's what they told us, wasn't it? Now here's the key. The picture's quite fun. I like the picture. It's a smiley face with a phone. And that's how they've been making their phone calls. So the key is this picture, but it doesn't tell us the value of that picture. What value could that picture be? It is completed. We don't need to add any more pictures to the grandma section. They called 20 grandmas in total. So those 2 pictures must mean 20 to what could be the value of the pictures. Have a think for a minute. That's right, well done. 10. All of a sudden, the picture doesn't mean 1 anymore. It doesn't mean 2 anymore. Now that one picture, it has the value of 10. So grandmas, it shows that we're counting in tens now. 10, 20 phone calls to grandmas were made. What else did those children tell us? Can you remember? Twice as many uncles as they called twice as many uncles as grandmas. Twice means double the amount. Well, we've got 20 grandmas. So what is double 20? 20 add 20. Twice as many of 20. You get in there. 10, 20, 30, 40. There are 40 uncles being shown in our pictogram. We're counting in tens, aren't we, today? What else did those children tell us? That's the one. 5, they called 5 fewer cousins than uncles. Well, we worked out how many uncles there were, didn't we? We know there are 40 uncles that got called, but they called 5 fewer cousins. So 40, take away 5. 5 fewer cousins than uncles. What is 40? Count back 5. 10, 20, 30, And we're not going all the way up to 40 because it's 5 less than 40. So it's 35, that's right. And I can show 35 by doing half a picture. Half of 10 is 5. So half my picture represents 5. What if we did that again with the same amounts, but changed the value of the key again? This is what we've just done up here. That's our pictogram we've just worked out. Down here it is blank, and can you see where our value has turned to red? Let's change the value of that picture to 5. We're not going to be counting in tens anymore, children. We're going to be counting in 5s. So how many pictures do we need to draw for Grandma? Well, we know that there were 20 grandmas, don't we? So how many pictures will we need to do? Well done. 4 pictures. 4 lots of 5 is 20. Let's count in 5s to double check. 5, 10, 15, 20. Brilliant. What about the uncles? Have a think. How many pictures do we need to draw for the uncles, given that each picture is now worth 5 relative calls? Did you work it out? Did you get 8? Let's count in 5s and see if we can get to, remember it's 40 altogether. So let's see, counting in 5s, how many we get to get to 40. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 8 lots of 5 makes 40. So you should have 8 pictures in your pictogram. And finally, the cousins. Well, up here, remember we worked out there were 35 cousins in total that were called. So we need to make sure that we're putting the right amount of pictures down here to show 35. How many lots of 5 do we need to get to 35? That's right, 7. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So have a go at question 2 on the worksheet now. Pause me, have a go at the worksheet. Don't forget to take note of the value of the key, and you're counting in the value that that key is to help you work out how many pictures to draw. Read the questions carefully. Don't make the same mistake as Mrs Warburton earlier. Hello, welcome back. Finally, let's have a look at this last table today. This is all about reading. This little girl has recorded how many minutes she spent reading each day of the week. So we've got the day of the week down here: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the minutes recorded in this column here. Minutes spent reading. So on Monday, she read for 20 minutes, didn't she? Tuesday, that's right, 25. Wednesday, shout it out, 10. Thursday, 15. Friday, 30. Saturday, she was going crazy for reading. How many minutes did she read for on Saturday? That's right, and Sunday, 45 minutes. So if we were to put that data into a table, what might be a sensible value for the picture. And we can see here it says the key, it's a picture of a book. That's nice. What value should that book have? A sensible value. Don't forget, on Saturday, she read 55 minutes. So if that book had a value of 1 minute, it's not very practical, is it? Because we can't really go drawing out 55 books for Saturday. Have a think for a moment to think of a different value, a better, more sensible value that we could use in our key. Okay. What did you think of? Hopefully, some of you thought 10 might be a sensible option for our pictogram, because then on the Saturday you would draw 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 5.5 books, wouldn't you? Or maybe some of you thought that 5 would be a sensible value for the book, because again, in a pictogram on Saturday you could draw 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 11 books for on Saturday, which is still quite a lot, I suppose, but more sensible than 1 or 2. So well done if you thought of that. Here's our completed pictogram. She's done it for you, so you didn't have to worry about it. And she used the value of 10 minutes. Look at the key at the top. 1 book means 10 minutes. Let's try and interpret some information from this pictogram. The question is, on which day did Alex read the most, and by how much? So 2 questions for the price of 1 there. On which day did Alex read the most? Let's start with that one. Okay, I think I know. Yeah, on which day did Alex read the most? I've spotted that, I can see that just by looking at the pictures. But and by how much? Pause me for a minute. See if you can work out the answers to those 2 questions. Well, it's Saturday, isn't it? I can see without even paying much attention to it that there's the most amount of books drawn on the Saturday row. Now, if Saturday, as we've talked about before, means 55, we've got 1, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and half of a book there, which is 55. Now, the other day, the competition to that, the most books she read in one day, is the Sunday. So we're going to compare how many more minutes she read on Saturday than Sunday. But to do that, we need to work out how many minutes she read for on Sunday. So let's count the Sunday books. 10, 20, 30, 40, add half. And half of 10 is 5, isn't it? So 45. So she read 45 on Sunday. She read 55 on Saturday. So what's the difference? By how many more minutes did she read for on Saturday than Sunday? Hopefully we worked out it was by 10. 10 more than 45 is 55. Well done, children. Have a go at question 3 on your sheet to finish off our maths lesson today. And question 3 is this one here. The tally chart shows the weather for 55 days. Draw a pictogram to show this information. Choose your own key. Okay. Remember to keep your key simple. Remember to keep your key sensible. And do your careful counting. The final part says compare pictograms with a partner what is the same, what is different. Now, you key workers at school can do that. If you're at home, you can show your grown-up how you've done it and try and explain how you've done it and what you can interpret from your pictogram. You're doing a super job at maths, children. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for another lesson of maths and another hat as well, hopefully. Bye bye everybody, work hard, be good, see ya.